Got it.
If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and a hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Hey everyone, time for Puzzle Talk, the geocaching puzzle podcast brought to you by the Geocache Talk Network. And here are your hosts. Switch screens. There they are, Charles Watkins and Tom Brotherman. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy. Good to see you, boys. We've had lively discussions already, but that was all off screen. So, and there's no recording of it. So
That's right.
what happens prior to the show stays prior to the show.
It's like Vegas.
It is, but we got folks here. Apparently Wednesday's a thing. Darren's with us.
Hey, Darren.
So good to hear about Wednesday. Darren, you have an assignment, which is you can't leave the show tonight until after the show's over. I'm sorry, my friend, but you have to stick around. Trust me. You have to stick around. You have to stick around, Darren. You have to. So Brad with us. Hello from Orlando, Blue Switch Day. There's some confusion because Houston, Texas Dave said almost Blue Switch Day. So I'm confused. What day is Blue Switch Day? It's the second, isn't it? No? Charles?
I think it's the second.
Is it the third? I don't remember. We have to look that one up. Good question. Got some Arkansas folks along. Good to see you guys. Got somebody from Nevada.
Big Blue Switch Day is May 2nd, 2000.
Okay, there you go. So it was today. All right, good to know.
Today.
So Darren says, okay, interesting. Yep, he's intrigued. Happy Hodag, good to see you. Tim. Yep, Text Dave confirms it May 2nd as well. So it's on. And Pizza Ninja says it's always Pizza Switch Day. So
is he in his pajamas?
Does that mean somebody switches pizza on him, or what's that mean?
I think that's what that means.
I saw a poll earlier, something about eating pizza in your pajamas, and I was like, that actually doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Yeah. It's still available. Chronically Tired Mom. You can get it tomorrow. Yep.
That's Judy. Right. You have.
Thanks, Judy.
Man,
she's everybody's just
things. Man, they're stealing my thunder.
They could do the whole show.
Roll the news things.
All right, let's get
before somebody spills more of my.
Get some news going.
That's it. All right, news. We are in a new month, and for the new challenge wheel, we are into a new challenge. So the new souvenir promotion for the month, this month only has 2 souvenirs, an easy and a hard. So no medium. You need to earn 100 points for the easy souvenir and 1,000 points for the hard. I already have the easy souvenir.
That's a lot of points.
That's it. Cash fines are worth 10 points apiece.
Okay.
Unless they have 10 or more favorite points, then they are worth 20 points each. So if you only went through and got Adventure Lab stages and regular, lamp skirt caches in the parking lot, then you'd need the same 100 geocaches that you got last month, this month, to get 1,000 points.
Wow.
But if you filter out and just look for caches with 10 or more favorite points, then you only need to find 50. And if you are gifted a favorite point on one of your geocaches, that person who gifted you a favorite point also gifted you 50 points in the souvenir promotion. So if you have a plethora of really good geocaches that you're like, we'll put this out later, man, you need to put it out on the ground or put it out somewhere, get it published as soon as possible, because if you theoretically could get all the way through and earn both of these souvenirs this month simply off of being awarded favorite points. So get out there and get to cracking.
That's a good point. Andrew said, Bill Moose says, sorry, finally a challenge for builders. It kind of does fit for builders. Kind of.
It does. And we're going to get to some more about this builder stuff here in a second, because also the Big Blue Switch Day souvenir is upon us. You have till midnight on the 3rd. And I don't know if that's midnight GMT like most of the other ones have. I failed to look. But midnight on the 3rd, is it GMT or local time? So midnight on the 3rd, you can get any geocache and be awarded the Big Blue Switch Day souvenir. And then also today, that's like PPS at the end of a letter, right?
PPS.
They announced today that they are going to have Maker Magic events. If you remember a few years ago, they had a Makers event. They are going to be doing something similar to that. So the Maker Magic events are scheduled or going to be happening. These are events that are going to take place from June 13th to July 3rd and highlight one of 3 things: an educational workshop. So that is like going over placement guidelines and customary good things for geocaching. Or you can have a build a cache workshop where you go through and build gadget caches or whatnot of that. And then the third thing is highlighting local quality caches. So if you have a good number of some of these caches that are really good quality caches, but maybe you're on the down low somewhere, hold an event, have a bookmark list ready to give out to people, and highlight your local quality caches. So that's going to happen between June 13th and July 3rd. Get to planning. You've got a little time, so plan on this. There are some guidelines for these events that are a little different than regular events. So check out Groundspeak's website for all of the details, and we hope to see some of these events start getting posted soon.
Very cool.
Could you do one virtually, and like Pizza Ninja could have a show showing us how to make pizza and then how to eat it?
That's true. That is considered a maker event, I guess. Maker event. So
see what I got to work with here.
I know.
I'm trying to be creative.
It is working.
You're doing great.
So, all right. Are we releasing the clue? When are we going to release the clue?
It's up
now.
If we release it now,
then people are going to skate out and not stay till the end.
Yeah, we got to get it. We got to at least kind of slide it in the middle somewhere.
Let's get through one of these puzzles.
Absolutely.
Then, all right. So tonight's tools are going to be more of the previous month's tools, which were more of the previous month's tools, which was
Brainium.
Airspace.
Airspace.
That's right.
Yep.
The Brainium. What else do you got for this? What else do you call that, Tom?
The ear spacer.
The ear
The gray
spacer,
matter.
like
The gray matter.
it
It
keeps the ears separated so they don't run into each other.
That's it. All right. So these
Keeps
are
flapping in the breeze.
They might
all right, so we're going to highlight two of my caches and then a couple of Gary's word puzzles that he's had, as well as releasing the first of Tom's puzzles during the show. So we're going to start tonight with arguably the easiest of the puzzles, which had a boo-boo in it, made it one of the hardest puzzles, which is the penny puzzle.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, so good Lord, I got a rogue hair. All right, so this is the penny puzzle. This is what you got given to you was an image that looked just like this.
Yep.
And then there was some wording about it that said, "I can't make heads or tails of this puzzle. Does this make any sense to you?" or something or another along those lines. The wording actually doesn't help you any. It straight up was just a red herring.
Yeah.
So at any rate, you got this puzzle and you had to do something with it. 3 weeks.
Poor Brad. Sorry, buddy.
It wasn't wasted. You had 3 weeks worth of experience on how not to solve a puzzle.
Absolutely.
That's right. All right. So now that we've got this one and it's corrected, we're going to show you how to solve it. The first thing, and arguably in the discussion on the Facebook group about all of this, it was there, man, there was some great discussion. And I was like, do we delete the whole post? And once I realized that there was a boo-boo in it, I was like, do we erase the whole thing? I was like, no, because there's good discussion. So let's just fix it. So we fixed it. So the first thing that you got to do is rotate this 180 degrees.
Oh, dang.
Right.
That's clever.
So if you notice, all of the link ends, the heads and the tails of all of these pennies is now right side up, right? And
Clever.
so if we zoom back in on this now, right? You now have, and if you let's see if we can.
So that's sort of a clue that wasn't a clue. That's pretty slick.
It was.
Should have been that one there. Might be worth something.
If you look at this right here, see how this last penny in the top row is. The wood grain doesn't quite match up. This one penny right here is the bane of everybody's existence.
Had to get fixed.
That's it. That was the boo-boo penny right there.
Oh, dang.
That fourth one over, man. What year is that one?
You're getting distracted, Tom.
I'm not sure, but I think one of the pennies down in here.
Do you have a wheat penny in there?
Well, yeah, that's what that fourth one was a wheat penny. But I think this penny, the second penny in the third row up, is a 1908 Indian head penny.
Oh,
I've got some old coins floating around.
That's cool.
So anyhow, you get here and you've got to do something with this, right? And it is 8-bit binary, right? So ones and zeros. But you got to figure out which ones are the ones and which ones are the zeros. So you can trial and error this, right? You can just plug them in and say, all right, this is a 1 and this is a 1 and that's a 0 and that's a, or you can just look, or you can just look at the pennies. Only one side of a penny has the word 1 on it.
Oh.
Heads does not say 1. On the back of every penny, it says 1 cent.
Right.
And on the back of every penny, it also says E pluribus unum, right? So out of many, 1.
Mm-hmm.
So tails get you a 1.
Ah.
And heads get you a giant goose egg. That's right. You get a 0. So there are a couple of binary to decimal calculators out there, but you need to know that you have a 1, a 1, a 0, a 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Because if this last penny is a heads like it was originally,
yep,
you end up in the Sea of Cortez when it's all said and done.
Whoops.
That one penny's
yeah.
So you go through here and 11010101 ends up giving you 213. So what do you do with 213? Well, let's keep going. The next line is 11000000, and that gives you 192.
Okay.
And the third line is a bunch of zeros and a 1 at the end. That gets you 131.
Okay.
So none of this is actually coordinates yet.
Right.
But if you go through all of these numbers, they all spit out a 3-digit number between 128 and 255. Right?
Huh. Okay.
And so if you look at just the last digit.
Oh.
Hang on. If you look at just the last digit of all of these, right?
Yeah.
Let's blow this up one more time and scroll this over. So here are your 1s and 0s on your first line, right? And you get 213, and then 192, and then 131. And as you scroll down, if you look at just the last digit, you end up with 32 degrees.
Oh.
18.177 minutes.
Gotcha.
And then you get 106 degrees, 51.088 minutes. So reading just the last digit will give you the coordinates for this. If you read the coordinates correctly, it puts you here. And here it puts you in this tree in a cemetery.
Right.
In Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Yep.
And that is where the key was found.
Yep. Very cool.
And so, in fact, and I'm not going to lie, I 100% stole this puzzle off of something that I saw in the geocaching puzzle help group, and somebody put something up that was very similar, but I think it was dimes or nickels. Anyway, it was heads and tails. And as you went through, you figured out that, oh, well, this is an 8-bit binary. And so I actually solved a puzzle that was the exact same way. You just had to get through all of the digits and then read the last digit all the way down from top to bottom. And it gave you the coordinates. So
cool.
And then I added it to my solved puzzles bookmark list.
Love it. Awesome.
Before we go, I'm going to share the criticism. You got. Well, no, I'm not, because I don't have access to share that last comment there.
Oh, Chrysler Kings.
So
the last step?
I would agree with it for this, but I know on the puzzle Charles saw that wouldn't have been, because you would have had the numbers up there. Let's say this was,
not arbitrary.
if this was a real cache,
Vital.
it would have, it had to been within 2 miles of there, and so those coordinates would have kind of stuck out. So I get that. With this being anywhere in the world, how do you make the leap to the last part, other than you plug them all in? You could have been real blankety blank, and the other two could have gone to logical places. But if the other two didn't go to logical places and the last one did, well, then there you go. That okay, you're off the hook again. Maybe. Depends on where the other two sets go.
True.
But I get that. I understand it's criticism.
Yeah, and there's nothing. Hey, everybody, this is we do this to help get you thinking about A, how to solve puzzles, and B, potentially being able to put one out in your neck of the woods also, right?
Yep.
That was kind of our whole goal in all of this, was to get you to think outside the box. And sometimes you have to think outside the box because the cache owner put some arbitrary step in there that if you don't do said arbitrary step.
Right.
Darren gave you a whole new way to do that puzzle, and I like that.
So Darren says, I stole this, multiplied it by 3, used a similar calc, but used the 3 sets of numbers to give you RGB codes that you then use with resistor codes to finally give you chords.
Man, he's jumping all down that rabbit hole.
Clever.
Man,
he jumped down without a parachute.
I thought my puzzle had layers. He's got an onion of a puzzle.
Layers. Onion boy.
It's a blooming onion.
That's a lot of layers, onion boy.
That's it. Good Lord.
Yep.
Oh.
Do you the next one you're going to do probably going to do you think it's going to take, because mine won't take that long. Does your Starry Night one take a while to do, you think?
It can. But we can get through it quickly.
Up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's give this a go.
Okay.
Let me share an entire screen, share that one. Done. All right, so the Starry Night puzzle got solved pretty quickly. And I think part of that was because some of my clues / red herrings didn't get published right away with it, and that's okay. But it says first to the key, first to the vault, and I put that at the top of all of my puzzles.
First to the key.
That's it.
It's first to the egg, but yes, you get the idea.
That's it. It's you. We're,
That's right. We're Ready Player One fans.
That's it. All right. It's your life. It's your call. Under a wide.
That's a Bon Jovi song, isn't it?
Well, sort of.
Something like that. You're
close.
Bon Jovi puts you in the right part of the country for where this clue comes from, but we'll get there. Yeah. So under a wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me lie. Glad did I live and gladly die, and I laid me down with a will. Right, and then solve this puzzle and yada yada yada, on and on and on. Right. So the poem part of this is actually is clues. If you had seen them, some of it's a little red herring because it gives you you can assume north 32 and west 093, right?
Yeah.
So it gives you some starting coordinates to go through, and then you get puzzle that looks like that, right?
Yep.
So if we go back to the poem, right? It's your
Mhm.
life, it's your call. This is a old, and we're talking old Verizon ad campaign slogan, right?
Yep.
And Verizon was formed from the merger of Bell Atlantic and Great Britain's Vodafone. Bell Atlantic
Right.
was a product of the Ma Bell monopoly breakup, right?
Right. Yep.
Remember that.
Okay.
All right. So the poem, if you just Google that first line, you're not going to get anything that is Verizon related. But if you go to the Bell Atlantic Ma Bell breakup Wikipedia page, it's
Right.
all the way down there at the bottom under the Verizon stuff. It was like their second or third ad campaign slogan. Very obscure though, right?
Right. As
So
obscure.
the poem is Requiem, and that is by Robert Louis Stevenson.
Okay.
Robert Louis Stevenson was born November 13th, 1850 in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yep. Yep.
This poem was read at the funeral of Alexander Graham Bell.
Huh. Interesting.
Right?
Interesting.
So now we've got a poem that was read at Alexander Graham Bell's funeral. We have an ad slogan that came from a telephone company that was named after Alexander Graham Bell.
Right.
So let's look at Alexander Graham Bell. He was born where?
Scotland? No, England. He'd be in England. No? Alexander Graham Bell. That's a good
Born in a
question.
barn.
Born in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Okay. Yeah, I was right the first time. He's Scottish.
The exact same town as the
Robert Louis
poet.
Stevenson. Yep.
That's right. Right.
Cool.
So he was
Yep.
born in Edinburgh, Scotland in 1847. Bell
Right.
Telephone Company was named in his honor. And he is traditionally the person who is given credit for the invention of the telephone.
Yeah.
So if you take the starting coordinates that were given in the wording clue that we gave you, and then you look at the starry puzzle, right? You realize that these are constellations. I'm not that big into astrology, but I did learn that they have an order and they start in a specific spot. So they start with Aries as 1, right? And go all the way through. So Capricorn, which I'm a Capricorn, is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so if you go through and assign the number value, right? So like Gemini is the first one in the puzzle, right? Which is 3. So if you went through and did all of this stuff, give me just a second. Let me make sure.
That's clever though. I forgot about the fact you could use astrology in other ways. You could use astrological signs as a numbering scheme. It's always cool to have a different numbering scheme.
So if you went to this North 32 and just straight swap through there, 31.821, and you went West 09355 331, which is what that translates to, right? You end up let's see if this does this. You end up here.
Wow, that was a tough key to find. Somebody did a really good job of finding a key in the middle of the water.
No, you're not there. You need a P-row there.
Yeah, so if you look at the Google Earth of this, You end up out here in this little swampy, forested area.
Right.
And so it was funny because in the online chatter underneath these clues on the Cache Fest page, somebody asked, "Hey, do I need a boat?"
Right.
And if you remember in a previous show, I told you that you wouldn't need a boat for any of my caches. If you went there, you're probably going to get wet.
Right.
And you don't need to get wet.
Right.
So all of this plays a part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Tom, how many digits are in a telephone number, including the area code?
10.
There are 10. How many constellation images did the give you?
There's 10.
There's 10. So if you realized that
he got the number,
all of this Alexander Graham Bell stuff, the Verizon slogan, the everything that we have done to kind of point towards Alexander Graham Bell, the guy who is given credit for
telephone,
the telephone, then you know, yeah, right.
There you go.
So in the end, if you just call this number, right?
Yep.
Just call the number. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Yep. Make sure you hit the audio thing for the.
I think I found 2 caches by the same CO that you had to call phone numbers.
Oh yeah.
And they were
call
cool.
for the right coordinates. And Christ our King is correct. You will get something interesting.
We.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to
it's fine.
Where I had this. Give me just a second. Try to.
While you're working on that, that's really clever because you can kind of go down 2 paths with a puzzle. And not a bad thing to do if you're creating a puzzle is to kind of, if you create a duality where people who are trying to solve your puzzle cache, you have to kind of, this is a really good one because you're like, okay, which direction do I go? Because I'm basically following I'm following a dual path here. So,
yeah. So here we have it. Let me, make sure we can.
Bonjour et merci d'avoir appelé la hotline Puzzle Talk Cache Fest. Les coordonnées recherchées sont 29.373 et 46.012. N'oubliez pas de lever les yeux et de prier la bonne étoile. Bonne chance.
I think he said the bathroom's down the hall to the right.
I don't think so, Tom.
So that is my good friend Yannick Lampinosa. He is a geocacher from France. He has a geocaching YouTube page called Geocaching with Lampy. And he was awesome enough to create a voice recording of this and send it to me. If you translate it, it says, "Hello, and thank you for calling the Cache Fest hotline. The coordinates you seek are 29.373 and 46.012. Remember to look up and wish upon a star. Good luck." So this is actually a phone number.
Yep.
And it doesn't take you there. It takes you right into the heart of Shreveport, Louisiana. and it takes you. There's where I have the key hidden. So it says, "Remember to look up and wish upon a star." It says that because the final location
Yep.
for this was at the Star Cemetery, which is the Star Cemetery is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Cool.
It is the first black cemetery in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Wow.
And so I thought that it would be an awesome place to kind of highlight. There are a couple of geocaches there and around the area. So for those that went, it was fun. Now, the other fun thing about this, because it's a Google Voice number that I have tied to my Google account.
Right. Over.
Let's see.
Good day. Something about hello. Good day. Something about a phone number or a name on a cache. She said hashtag something that's not French. And
so the people who were calling this number didn't hang up,
Right.
and you could hear the conversation they were having in the background. The
They're trying to solve.
voicemails that I got of people trying to figure this out are hilarious.
I bet they're great.
Hilarious. They are
That's awesome.
phenomenal. So
That's awesome.
whoever the cacher was that has the 501 area code,
Yeah.
your voicemails are hilarious. And then
That's awesome.
and then let's see.
puzzle key 21 has been found.
That's clever.
And then somebody from a 240 area code
Has
number
been
left me
found.
that said, "Awesome, key 21 has been found."
That's good.
But they have been fun puzzles so far to go through. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
but that one had some. I gave you enough hints in it, but
That's Crusher
yeah.
King. That's
So
me.
yeah, so the voicemails were hilarious. I'm glad that whoever had gone down that rabbit hole did. It's
Right.
still up and running, so if you want to go through and listen to it and try to figure out how to save the voicemail, record it while it's playing or play it into a Google
Mhm.
Translate.
That's cool.
It doesn't ring on my phone, so it goes straight to voicemail. When you call that number, it goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
And so it never rings my phone. So y'all have at it. Try to, listen to the French portion of this. Try to listen to it. Try to get it solved. The key's already been claimed, but it gives you some ideas
That's
for
a great
how
idea.
to run another puzzle.
Yeah.
This one's a little more involved because you've got to keep up the Google Voice. You've got to, for the Google Voice number to stay active, you've got to log in and do stuff every so often.
Right.
But it was a extremely fun puzzle, and I put it at a really cool historic place.
Yeah.
I just
awesome.
hope that the people that did go and find it or whatnot ventured back there to the Star Cemetery. It's a really cool cemetery there in Shreveport.
That is awesome. No, that's great, Charles. Love that. Let's reveal another one. Let's reveal another key. What do you say, huh?
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
I don't think it's going to be near as hard as the two we just looked at.
Well, no, but I like where your head was on this one, Tom. I like what you decided to do here. Completely different. I mean, it's completely outside the box. I mean, outside. It's way outside the box.
It's
It's
outside the country.
borders.
Thousands of miles outside the box. I don't know. But here we go. Let me share my screen. And
Is Darren still here? Did we lose him? Did he fall
Darren,
asleep?
you got to be with us. Is Darren still with us?
Yeah,
Chime in,
Darren's-
Darren, in the chat room.
Darren.
So hopefully Darren is with us still, because
You gotta remember, 15-second delay.
yeah, I know there's a little bit of delay.
You know, TV
I'm
shows
gonna-
get a 4-second delay. Y'all upped it to 15 because of me.
Yep, he just chimed
Yep.
in.
All right, he's there. Good deal.
All right. So I'm going to share. I'd share my whole screen because it's on a Word doc, and for some reason it won't pull up in there, but I can pull it up this way. So, all right. So here we go. So let me
Have a camera ready. You
minimize
might
my
want a camera.
screen. What's that?
I was telling these guys might want to have a camera.
Oh,
ready
might
to
want a
take picture
camera?
of it.
So is it? It's up, right? You can see my screen. My
Yeah.
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 Word doc. This is key. I forget what the number is for this one, but
20-something.
Pizza Ninja will help fill us in as far as the number. But anyway, but this key is only available, at least for now, to those living in Australia until midnight Central Standard Time, May 9th, 2023. After that time, the key is available to anyone. You are to find the location from the clues below and answer the question. And if you answer the question, you send the correct answer to geocachetalk@gmail.com. You don't, if you send a bunch of answers and they're all wrong, you are disqualified. You have to send us one answer and it better be right, because if you don't, we're not taking a bunch of guesses. Clue number 1. What is the name of the plane below?
Blow
This will
that
get you
up a bit.
to the city. Okay. Let me hang on. Is that blowing it up a little bit for you
Yeah,
guys?
Yeah.
blow it up so they can see
There
it
you go.
better.
Is that better? How's that?
Maybe Tom needs to put bigger pictures in his.
Eh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good. That's good. I think you can
All right.
figure out what that is from there.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's going to be on the Cash Fest
Yeah.
page after the
Facebook
show.
Absolutely.
And it'll get posted to the Puzzle Talk
Yep.
Instagram page after the show as well.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate that.
Well,
man.
don't put the answer in the chat, but if you know what it is, you can tell us you know what it is.
Yeah.
Just don't
Yeah.
put the
Okay.
answer.
I will not. And so the clue number 2, in the center of this city is a hill. It has 6 trails leading to the top. Do a Google drive-by to answer the question. 2 people are walking together on one of the trails. The one on the left is wearing a backpack. What color is the backpack? There you go. There's your clue. Ta-da!
I couldn't afford to go to Australia, but I did it virtually.
Yes. So
So is Darren gone now? He's already trying to figure it out.
So, key 26. Thank you, my friend. All right. So, here it is. Here's the deal. On these type of, we're going to have some keys that are like this for everybody that's out there in the world that are listening and may or may not be able to make it to Cash Fest in Memphis. If you answer and sort of claim the key, in this case, key number 26, Tom, yes, Tom, that man right down there,
Me?
that man right there, you,
Okay.
he will turn the key for you at the vault. And if it turns and opens, Tom wins everything. No, Tom will give you, we will send you.
Tom
all
then
of the
gets to
proceeds.
mail it. That's it.
Tom
Tom
will
then
mail
gets to
it.
pay. He gets to pay to mail it.
No, I think Geocache Talk will cover it.
No.
But
No.
yeah,
Don't we have connections with FedEx now? And somebody can put me in a
I
box
think we
and I'll
did.
deliver
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Derek has connections. So
Yeah.
no, but the cool thing is that now, from here going forward, all the way up till Cache Fest, anybody in the world is potentially a key holder, because Tom will turn the key for you if you get one. So it's a virtual, sort of a virtual key. So
And this
Right.
will not be the only virtual key.
no, we'll have more
it will
virtual
not.
keys. So,
That it will.
but Darren's like, I'm out the door, buddy. No, hang on just a little bit. No, you don't have to. You can leave.
You don't have to go in. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to answer the question.
That's true. But you got to be in Australia. And you better answer it though in the next week. Otherwise, it is open to everybody.
That's right.
Tom
see
will
if-
personally fly to Australia and hand deliver the prize vault to you. So
If
there
you
go.
put me in a box to mail me down there, would all the stamps it take be enough to wrap that box like 10 layers
Oh,
good
good
deep?
question.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't
Good.
know. I don't know.
That's a
Probably
bunch
be-
of stamps.
That's a lot of stamps.
Yeah. That's a lot of stamps.
Oh,
All right.
Lord.
Darren's working on it. So hopefully he can beat, because he listened tonight, he can kind of beat some of the, there's other Australians out there. I mean, we have a lot
That's
of
right.
Australian listeners. So
We do.
yeah, better get on top of that one, Darren, because somebody else, I mean, you're battling against all of your brethren.
Don't
That's-
don't
and
waste
also,
no-
and also,
don't waste time putting shrimps on the Barbie right now. Get to solving this
No.
thing.
and Australia is a pretty big country. People don't realize
is.
it, but it's roughly the size of the continental United States.
Isn't-
Yeah.
Give or take.
It's,
That's a
it's,
big
six-
country.
it's,
I think
I
it's the
thought it was
sixth
just a little
largest.
bigger than Delaware.
Yep.
You're
I
looking
think
at the
it's
wrong
sixth.
map.
Oh,
It's just this big. No, you're looking at the wrong map. Pizza Ninja says, according to Looney Tunes, mailing yourself is a great way to travel. Yes, you get lots of stamps if you do it that way.
That's it.
All right. That's a
just
lot
don't
of
use
stamps.
forever stamps because I think that means how long it'll take you to get there.
That doesn't count yet. It'll count in a week. Christ our King. You can go to Outback and that will count in a week, but not yet. So,
That's right.
all right. So let me do at least one of mine. And if we have time for the second one, I think I can probably get through these. So let me share. Okay. Let me get this pulled up. All right. Okay. So I want to do talk about a couple real quick. My The Secret, from the book The Secret. I did a couple ones like that. I can kind of blow these up a little bit. Should might help a little bit too. There we go.
Yeah, don't be scared.
There we go. So I wanted to talk about a couple of these. This one was called Jack Key. And I put it below the Northern Sphinx. And so again, that one clue by itself is obviously not enough, but if you put them all together, use the whole combo, you can figure it out. But the person that has these Sphinx in the cemetery is this Charles Schifferdecker. There's a full name for you. So Charles Schifferdecker has a Egyptian tomb for his mausoleum in this cemetery. And so that's where this was pointing on their mother road, obviously Route 66. It really narrows it down. In the
Mother
crack
Road.
was on the mother road. In the crack, literally, there was cracks, or like not. They were like part of the cement, like they left a crack, in the cement kind of deal, and there was perfect fit for a key. So that's where the key went, right at the bottom of the Sphinx's paw. in front of the Egyptian temple. Beer and ice become banks and mines. So you had to you can't really. I tried to make sure that Google was not your friend, but you could sort of maybe chop it up and make Google your friend if you use parts of it. You can't Google beer and ice become banks and mines, but if you do some clever investigative work, these are Joplin items. This was in Joplin, Missouri. So they're famous for these kind of things: beer, ice, banks, and mines. That's where the term jack comes from. They have a lot of zinc mines in the Joplin area. And Eternal Expectations on the Hill here, I think, was the name of the cemetery. I can't think of it right now, but you get the idea. Hill or memory, something, expectations. Oh, well, hope. I have to look it up. Anyway, you get the idea. So then
Charles,
the other one I want to talk.
He wanted to be buried like King Tut and have a condo made of stone.
He did, and he has a condo made of stone. It's pretty. You know, the other thing we were trying to do as a team, I think, is take you to unique places, like Charles said, to the Star Cemetery. This one's very unique, very interesting to read about this guy's life, and also to see this crazy Egyptian temple in the cemetery. So, and we're trying to get them into as many states as possible, and we're doing a pretty good job, I think. I mean, shout out to the whole team. We really have covered a lot of states. So this was a Missouri one. So, all right, I want to do one more before we wrap up tonight. So I want to do my bizarre key, and the bizarre key, I spelled it differently. Bizarre, as in like a circus bazaar, or a how would you guys describe? Yeah, bizarre, like a fair or things like that. So that's where the term bizarre kind of came from. Yeah. So so the clues all are, again, you got to get them all together to kind of, you need all the clues to make it. So E16 means nothing unless you get to the location, and E16 is the actual road. So the cemetery has roads, or you know throughout it,
Right.
And so E16 is labeled. There's a label there for E16. So below Ersatz verdure. So you can Google these words, but basically it means the fake flowers. So as most people know, if you go to a cemetery, you're going to find fake flowers. So the key was put below the fake flowers there. Near the Elephant Man. So I want to also share another screen, a different screen. So let me share that. So kind of interesting place, again, trying to find places that are interesting for folks to come to. So I don't know if have you guys been to this?
Cool.
Tom, I think you've been here. Have you been there, Tom?
No.
Oh, okay. This is in Hugo, Oklahoma, just across the border. It's in far south Oklahoma, or just across the Red River from Texas. There's a place called Showman's Rest, and Showman's Rest has all of these. It's a place where it's a sort of a circus cemetery, and it's fascinating to go through and read about these different ones. But they've got all kinds of people that buried here. There's a chimp trainer. So there's several, all related to the Big Top, or a bazaar. So here's the Elephant Man, Mud Show Elephant Man. So if you find this grave or this monument to Terry Feeney, Fene. That's in the clues. So the clue about the near the Elephant Man, and then there's a series of numbers 32, 346, 12, 067. So obviously, if you break that down, you will get the person's the gravestone that you're wanting to look for. 3/23/46 was the birth date, and 1/20/67 was the person's death date. So that's where that came from. Proud elephants everywhere, obviously there, and then the "We love you." I think if you see, I think it's on there. Oh, it's not on this one. It's on the person that. I don't think I actually have the. Hey, there's your pennies
There's the
again.
pennies. That's it.
I know. There you go. What a tie-in. So if you find the right person with that, it's right next to there. You've got the right birth date and death date. You get the idea. So anyway, the rest of the clues for this one are pretty much Tom's favorite. The Google is your friend. I tried to do and use ones that are not the most common ciphers. So I used Fringe was one of the ones that I used from the TV show Fringe, where and somebody came up with an alphabet that they created based on the in the show Fringe. They would put on the screen a picture of like a frog with a dot, and it was sort of part of the show, but somebody cleverly took all those, made them into an alphabet, or not an alphabet, like a 1 through 10. And again, if you find something that's 1 through 10 or 1 through 12, like we talked about earlier, you can use those for clues. And then the other parts of that particular puzzle, there was a lot of them I had in there. There was some what 3 words in there. If you're not familiar with that, take a look for the term what 3 words. That's a very clever thing you can use for puzzles. And one of them I used antipodal. Y'all familiar with the term antipodal?
I am.
Yes.
Okay.
An antipode.
Antipodal. So that's another thing you can do.
That means you don't like them curly-haired dogs.
Anti-poodle. There you go. Perfect. Yes. Another twist, something to think about when you're doing puzzles is you could give information, but you could do the antipodal, which means on the exact opposite part of the world.
Yeah.
I did a what 3 words on the opposite side of the planet, and you would have to then try to work backward. And even then, I didn't take you to the exact spot. I basically just took you to the cemetery. And from there, you had to use all the other clues that I gave you to sort of work your way through it. So there you go. That was my bizarre key.
I've seen the antipodes, and you're like, and they just, they put a blue dot in the middle of town somewhere. But they give you these parking coordinates that like are in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And you're like, what do I do with those? And the first time that I saw one, I was like, oh, parking coordinates. All right, well, it's got to be close to this.
Yeah.
And man, I put that into the Google and shot it off. And I was like, wait a second, this ain't right.
Yeah.
This ain't right. So it's kind of neat to see more antipode stuff being thrown around because, yeah.
Cool. There you go. So back to you, Charles.
Man, well, I don't know why it's back to me.
I wonder if it's back to Darren, or is he gone?
Who knows? He may be off to find
That's
the
it.
Answers.
He's got his head buried in his computer now.
That's all I had. I've got one more key to hide. Tom's got 4. We're working on. We are beta testing some of Tom's stuff. So Tom's puzzles will be coming out here soon. I've got one more to hide. So trying to get that arranged and hidden.
I've actually got 3 more to go.
Yeah, but you got a second batch of keys.
I did
didn't
get a
you?
second batch. Yeah, I got the good batch. Yep.
Cheater.
He's
So
Darren's-
walking up hills.
Well, he's doing that on Google. He has to walk up the hills
Yeah,
on Google
Yeah.
if he finds the
So-
right spot. So,
Yeah, that's it. That's all
I'm just gonna say, when we beta tested, Charles had this solved by now.
well, you guys are good at this stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, there's more to come. We've got a lot of keys to go still, but hopefully everybody's enjoying it. And the team has knocked it out of the park. They're doing a great job putting it all together. So we're attempting, and I'm really proud of everybody for everybody on the team. We've really hid in a lot of states, and then best we can do. I mean, we've covered.
what?
I mean,
25 states?
yeah. I mean, in a sense, you're almost. I have to look on a map, but we've almost
Let's see,
you're
we're at
almost
20
next to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've hidden 22 or 23 states.
That we've revealed. Yeah.
Right. Two countries that we've revealed.
Yep. We had some
U.S. and Canada.
Now we're in
And
3
now,
for 3.
now
Where-
3.
Where was
Right.
the one in Canada?
we had 2 different places. We had Ontario and we had
BC.
British Columbia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, we're getting out there. And to that, congratulations to you guys that are sticking around to solve all of these. And there are people who have gotten multiple keys.
Yep.
So don't think that it is out of the reach for that, because it's possible. You just have to be retired and have a bigger bank account than I do,
Well,
because gas is not cheap.
Even if not, you've got friends that you can all sort of share keys, I guess, if everybody finds
That's
them
right.
and work
That's
out
right.
a deal with each other, because a lot of cool prizes. It's going to be great. Even if you find a key, there's going to be great prizes in the consolation bin too. So that'll be great. So, yeah. Awesome. Well, until next time, I guess we're going to wrap up and
it.
get out there, find some puzzles, find some puzzle caches, or make some puzzle caches, because this is the month for favorite points. So get them out there. So, all right. Well, we will see you guys. We'll be on again in June. Be our last, I guess, puzzle reveal show for the time. Well, we'll probably do July. We might do July or not. It's up to you guys. So
Yeah.
we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we do a pop-up show.
Yeah.
We might.
Pizza Ninja sent me some of his and whatnot. So I'm working on those to get them
Cool.
up and running. So we've got at least one more show for this and whatnot before Cash Fest. At least one more.
At least one more. That'd be awesome. All right. Well, we will see everybody next time. We'll see you Thursday for a talk about suspicious caches on Deep Dive. So on May the 4th, may it be the 4th with you. May the 4th be with you. All right.
That's right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Ah.